Welcome to Sneaker Sardar Chronicles Knickstape episode. We got a special guest, Jason Negron, the MC Master of Ceremonies of the New York Knicks. Really, I know you're a busy guy. Really appreciate the time. Just wanted to ask you, what is your role? I just kind of shouted it out to the audience, but what exactly do you do, and what is your love for the Knicks? What makes you pop in New York?
I'm the voice of the people. I get it rocking. I've been hosting all of these watch parties this spring, this 2026 playoffs, and the energy has been unreal. And it's an absolute honor to put on for my city. I'm from Brooklyn, grew up a Knicks fan. I was there from 94, 99, been with them 17 years. So this moment means a lot for me.
I love it. So you're basically the NYC Knicks People's Champ.
So you already know it, man. Discount double check like my man Steve Novak, man. Shouts to Steve as well, because he's been active during these playoffs.
It's phenomenal. I've known you a couple years now. It's phenomenal to see your journey. I did not know you were there 17 years. That is definitely Knicks history. You've been through a lot with the Knicks. So just getting into my second question to you, thank you for sharing, your background, what you do. I think the audience is intrigued, to always learn what exactly people do and how they got there and and bring the heat, bring the energy. What footwear do you remember from the 99 finals or the 94 finals that, Patrick Ewing was wearing the Ewings back then, the and ones with the Latrell Sprewell, Mike Jordan was coming in the Garden a lot, wearing all the Jordans. What do you, Kobe? Oh, we can't forget Kobe in the Garden, some legendary performances. What do you remember most specifically from any of those opposing legends or the finals of players rocking that kind of stands out to you on the court?
Yeah, I got to start out with Pat because the reason why I'm a Knicks fan is I kind of posted Patrick Ewing next to the Twin Towers, and I'm telling my mom I want to be that guy when I grow up. I didn't play for the Knicks, but I'm kind of here in a way. So. And I called him Patrick Ewing. I didn't know how to say his name. So I said, Mom, I want the Ewing shoes. So she bought them for me, and then seeing him wearing them, and I'm like, man, I feel like Pat. I'm wearing his shoes, the same one he's wearing. So kind of started off with that. I'm going to go to LJ. I remember at a time he was with Converse. He had the React Juice. I rocked with that heavy. I just rocked everything. I personally didn't get my first Jordans until late in high school.
Okay.
Because I was on the other train. Everybody liked MJ. I like everyone else. I don't follow the trends. I try to set them and start my own way. But I was in the Filas, the Hersey Hawkins, the Grant Hills. Kobe always had fire. I want to pick up the new Kobe's too, the Liberty colorways. Latrell, I think, I know he was with N1. I know he had the Dadas as well, which was just incredible. So, we wore what the players wore. We wore the fly stuff. J Kidd, I love his shoes, his Nikes. It just goes on and on because sneakers, growing up in New York City, even as a young kid, if you weren't fly, you kind of got made fun of. And I blame my mom, kind of. She's like, why do you have so many sneakers? I'm like, it's because of you. Whenever a shoe got dirty, I would always have a clean one. So that started my addiction to shoes.
Great. You just mentioned some classics. Yeah.
Samir, you sent me another pair to add to my collection. And I'll take all of them, but, we got a lot. We have an abundance, and just New York. It's about being fresh there.
Love it. Definitely the New York culture. Especially back then. Can't forget about Anthony Mason with his fresh kicks and the haircut and all that. I remember seeing all that as a kid from the West Coast. So it was always good to see lifestyle from Supreme to Stussy, New York, to all the different brands kind of incorporate on the court. Patrick Ewing's legendary brand. So some of the obviously N1 we're getting into in a second, but some of the brands that I've seen come up through the Garden and some of the players wear on and off the court. To this day, obviously Kith has done a phenomenal job with a lot of the things they're doing with MSG and the Knicks. But getting into today, the third question I had for you was, what footwear right now, story footwear in today's NBA Finals against the Spurs that Knicks players are wearing? What's gravitating to you right now? Players wearing on court.
Hey, shouts to like I said, JB. Shouts to Jalen Brunson. Nike offered him his own line. He was like, "Nah, I want to rock the Kobe." So anything he wears, out of this world. They're great. Shouts to OG. We did Knicks tip-off. We do this every season prior to the season beginning, and we had like a 3-point shootout, and he won. Out of all of our, I think about 6 players participated, he got the most 3-pointers made in Skechers slides. So he has a Skechers deal. He's doing his thing. But my favorite right now, I saw Jose Alvarado. He's from Brooklyn like me. He's Puerto Rican like I am. I had the opportunity to meet him in Vegas for the in-season tournament. I hosted the first one, which is now the NBA Cup. And he has those Knicks colorway N1 shoes. Lord. Incredible. And it's really nostalgic for me because it brings me back to my start and my foundation as an MC, and even further back as a street ball fan.
Man, that's phenomenal. We just Dexter, we might have to get Jason, the People's Champ, some custom PEs from N1 because he's obviously doing.
We'll rock it, Dex.
Because Jose Alvarado, it's a phenomenal story. Dexter was kind of explaining to us, his history of like being from Brooklyn, New York kid, kind of like the People's Champ on the court, So sounds like you guys have a lot of tie-ins, and the colorways are phenomenal what they're doing. It's really cool to see older Knicks, like you said before, Latrell Sprewell wearing N1 back in the day to now, which is really impressive. And obviously with Jalen Brunson, the way he's playing, I feel like he represents the Mamba mentality and just calm, cool, and really calculated. I think it's a perfect fit for Kobe's shoes. And lastly, I've been seeing Skechers everywhere after OG had the phenomenal putback and block. Don't forget about that. I've been seeing them everywhere, so I feel like Knicks footwear is on fire right now. So definitely really cool to see that energy. Appreciate you sharing that.
Absolutely. And it's to me, if I could get into how I started hosting, if that's okay.
Please.
Or is that one of your questions?
Yes, that was in the beginning. Yes.
So, hey man, my first, we all have the work that we do prior to our first professional experience, and I'm an MC because I was rapping and hosting small shows and poetry slams. I was supposed to be on Deaf Poetry, by the way, but the show got canceled. It didn't work out. My first big gig was for a company called American Legacy, which had the Truth Campaign. Smoking prevention. They had 1,200 body bags in Union Square Park. That's how many people passed away each day from smoking-related illnesses. I got hired. Thousands of people applied. I got hired, and they asked me to choose. Would you want to do the Vans Warped Tour, which was cool. I love music, but I'm a rap guy. I like hip-hop culture better. Or the N1 Mixtape Tour. It was a no-brainer. I immediately asked to be put on the N1 Mixtape Tour. I grew up watching the mixtapes, the DVDs. I wore all of the T-shirts, and I got an opportunity to do that. The summer of 2005 was the best time of my life. I was brought back in 2006, and I think that was the last year that the N1 Mixtape Tour actually happened. So it was 30 cities and then 25 cities the following summer. It changed my life. I came back from the last tour, and I just said, hey, I'm gonna do this for life. And it's really cool because now I get to see some of those old ballers. About a month ago, I saw Professor and AO in the same space, and I've been seeing Professor for a while. While back, we caught up a main event, and Half Man, I see him all the time and talk to, everybody. So, but shouts to Duke Tango, because Duke Tango is my OG. So I want to shout them out, but honestly, I don't think I'd be here in this position if it wasn't for me getting on the N1 Mixtape Tour. When I saw that show on ESPN, and we had a couple of clips on there, I felt like a celebrity. But watching that and getting to experience it, it changed my life. And another thing, I've been chasing that feeling for 20 years that I felt that summer on the N1 Mixtape Tour 2005. This is the first thing that ever comes close to it, this 2026 Knicks playoff run. I'm having a blast. I'm a veteran, 21 years this summer. I feel like a teenager again. It's just incredible.
Man, thank you for sharing that, your background, your history, how you kind of came about. Sounds like you were like really influenced by a lot of the similar things, like the N1 Mixtape Tour, obviously New York culture, and really cool to hear the audience to see how you kind of got to what you're doing and what you're passionate about. Shout out to the professor. I know the professor has been following what we're doing a little bit, so I think he's obviously a legend, and the many New York street ballers, I'm sure that kind of like were unseen heroes behind the scenes in the street ball world. So it's really cool to hear your story. I have one final question for you that I want to hear, especially coming from you. If the Knicks do win the fucking championship, what are you going to be wearing on foot, head to toe?
I don't know, man. I just got to be in the fly. I want to be in the flyest thing that hopefully nobody has. That's one thing about me. And shout to all of the fans. They've been sending me stuff. They've been making me custom pieces. So ideally, if they continue, if they get one more game, I want to be in the parade with something fly and fresh. It might be whatever championship gear they give me, but I need to undead stock something fly that no one's gonna have on yet. I don't know what that is, but how about this, man? I'm gonna show you what it is. We're gonna get the little picture on the bottom of the screen. We're gonna tie that in. But it's gonna be fly and fresh. And we gotta just look better than anyone else. That's the New York in me.
There it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. You have the Knicks MC Master of Ceremonies. Jason, really appreciate your giving us a little, background of your history, your story, what you love, what kind of inspired you. I think it really resonates with the audience and the energy that's happening in New York right now. So it's a perfect recipe for this episode, Knickstape. And best of luck to your New York Knicks. I know the city of New York is going to be following your lead the next couple games, and hopefully we get to see something exciting happen very soon.
Stay tuned. Absolutely. It's an honor. Samir, always a pleasure with you, my brother. Let's go Knicks. New York City, it's our summer.
Cheers. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.